Hi, Football Manager Maniac.
Hi.
Thank you for your taking time out of your busy schedule to talk
Yep.
to us today.
That's fine, yeah.
I know your team has a game. So we're just going to ask some questions. So, what is your real name?
Yep, so my real name is Moses.
And how old are you?
I am 28 years old.
Okay, and what do you do with your day usually?
So usually on my day, I would either be working. Obviously, I work on Monday to Friday, and then obviously that's basically it. I work most days, and then I'm either working out. Yeah, so I'm either working out, or watching TV, watching anime. Those are the type of things that I like to do.
Okay, so do you do anything else in your spare time?
In my spare time, yeah, I do. Obviously, spend time with friends and family. So I'm a very family orientated person. So I like to spend time with my family and friends. Obviously, I do one-to-one sessions as well that I've started up recently. So I do coach kids as well. So I do small numbers, groups, whatever.
Okay, nice. And so, which football team do you support, and since when?
Okay, at the present moment, so this is going to take some time. So, well, not a lot of time, but yeah, the first team I ever supported when I was young was actually Leeds United. Actually, no, sorry, that's wrong. I've got it mixed up. It was Chelsea, sorry. I supported Chelsea when they had Zola, Dennis Wise, and stuff, and players like that. And then, obviously, for some weird reason, I changed into Leeds United. And then I remember it was a Pacific game. Leeds United played Arsenal. And from that time, I don't know why, it just catched me, Arsenal. And from then, it's been I'll say about over 13 years that I've supported them.
Okay, nice.
Yep.
So, who's your favourite football player?
Oh, it's a bit hard. I don't really say I'll have a favourite football player. But golden years, I'll probably say Thierry Henry. If we're talking about now, I'll probably just have to say Lionel Messi
Okay,
at the
nice.
present moment, yeah.
So, what was the first ever game that you went to?
It's been a long time since I don't usually go to games, unfortunately, obviously because I coach as well and I do a lot of football on the weekends as well. So I don't really get to go to a lot of games. And it's added with a bit of laziness as well, to be honest, if I'll be honest with you. But the first game I ever went to, I believe it was a Swansea game. I can't remember who they played, but it's when they had Lee Trundle. In fact, actually, my brother-in-law was actually playing at that game. So it was. I've been to I've been to Swansea, Torquay, Northampton, Wickham, and Wimbledon. I've been to an Arsenal game, but I haven't been one for a very long time.
Okay, nice. So, I know you played football yourself.
Yeah.
So, what position did or do you play?
So I play it as a striker. So that's as a striker. So my normal thing was I was one that's always running the channels. Use my strength as well. Had an eye for a goal somewhat, but I would say that my finishing is probably like the finishing in Football Manager. So yeah, striker. But then as I got older, the problem was when I used to play was because I was so fast. Everyone thought that I was a winger or played me in the wing because of my pace and stuff like that. So as of now, I play more as a winger now. But my natural position is a striker. But I could play in up front. I can play on the wings. Depending on the size of the pitch, ideally on a Sunday, 11 aside, I prefer to play as a striker or winger. But if I'm playing like a 5 aside, 7 aside, I can play all across the pitch.
So, what level have you played at?
Okay, I've mostly it's been Saturdays and Sunday league. We'll get more back into why I didn't go further there, but yeah, I was training at a semi-pro team called Lewisham Borough at the time. That was probably about 4 years ago, 5 years ago. But unfortunately, at that time, I had a groin injury, so I had to kind of I just couldn't play at that higher level anymore of the demand of the game. So I did have to just pull it back into a more casual level, which was obviously Sunday League. But talking about that playing career, I've trained with a couple of top teams as well and had trials. So Dulwich Hamlet, I've had trials for Crystal Palace, Telford, Bath City, Northampton, Rushden Diamonds. That's an old school one for anyone that knows them. What else has been? Sheffield United, if I didn't say that. And I think that's roughly about it. Yeah, just those teams. But I've played at a semi-pro level, but that was mainly friendlies and training.
Okay, so quite a few.
Yeah.
So what was the best goal you scored?
Oh, I've scored some good goals. I'll have to definitely say, but I think the best goal that I'll say I scored was probably about, I'll say it was 5 years ago. About 3 4 years ago. I would say my best goal, and that was playing in a league game, and our goalkeeper had the ball, and he just picked up the ball, hoofed it down the pitch. It bounced once. I looked up and has hit it on a volley, and it was straight into the top corner of the net. And I had to run over and do my special celebration, which is usually what I usually do. I usually run and then I do a cartwheel. That's just my celebration that I do, and then I just roll on the floor. So yeah, that was probably my most memorable goal. Um, yeah, I'll probably just really say that that was a beautiful strike.
That
I would
sounds
say,
impressive.
yeah.
So what made you decide to work towards being a pro coach?
Okay. Mainly, to be honest, it's got to do with family. Also, yeah, I'll say mainly family because the way it worked, what it was when I was younger. Obviously, I loved playing football. So I was playing football from a young age, but I wasn't playing competitively until I was probably about in year 10 or year 11. So you're roughly that age. You're about between 14 to 15, 16. So I started quite late. But I also loved drama as well, and that's the two things in life that I really enjoyed, which was entertaining, drama, doing performing arts, acting, singing and dancing, and actually football as well. And yep, so I got into drama, and obviously I managed to get into a stage combat drama school, which was very good, and I was very interested. It was doing with films as well, but again, it was just somewhere far that I wasn't really willing to travel, and I just looked at it as a whole. And from that time, sorry, I just thought, you know what, I've always wanted to play football, and I always had a dream to play in a professional setup. So I went on to try and gained that and relived and lived that dream. Unfortunately, due to injuries and many other things, I wasn't able to live that dream. So for me, it was a thing of what's the next best thing into getting into the game? How can I get into a game? Even if for me, I've always dreamed just going past that white line in a match or even in a training. So to be in that setup, that's it. But the most important reason I would say to that I wanted to be in the culture is the youngsters. I want to give people the chance to play higher or get better, because not everybody has that support. Not everybody has somebody who's willing to take out time and actually make them better. So it's definitely got to do with developing the youth. And when I see the kids of nowadays and how they play, it's all about pushing them to get to that level. Because I never had anybody to tell me this is what you needed and tell you the life of how it's going to be once you get into that setup of whether it's semi-pro or professional. Yeah, so that's why I've obviously it's been a year since I've obviously gained my level one in coaching. So I also am looking to build that up. So I have a lot of experience. I've gotten a year and a half experience of playing. Sorry, not playing. Of coaching young kids. At the present moment, I coach an under 10s team. Taught them over. I'm very proud of that because what I've done is actually taking kids that maybe weren't the best, and I've got them promoted within 2 seasons. I got manager of the year in within 6 months of actually being there. So I really enjoy it, and I like to see progress, and that's what makes me happy when I've seen a player that wasn't the best and actually now is showing big potential, and that's my gain. If I can't live that dream, someone else can probably for me, and if I can develop the youngsters to do that, then why not?
Yeah, that's really nice. So you're very passionate about football, as I can tell. So
Yeah.
what influenced you to start creating content on YouTube?
Um, it's ironic because what it was actually I used to play Football Manager on my laptop, obviously. And what I used to do is I always start my first save with Arsenal because that's the team I supported, and then obviously after that I would then go into a lower league save. And I used to just look at it and I'd be like, oh my gosh, look at the way I'm doing with Arsenal. I used to be unbeaten. I used to win trophies. I'd be like, imagine if people actually used to actually see what I'm doing and looking at my tactics and looking how my team's playing and looking what the players that I've got and everything else to do with that. So I'll mainly say it was probably that. Another influence I would say to making YouTube videos, I definitely have to say is Loki Doki, who is a YouTuber, a big YouTuber in Football Manager. He inspired me to actually start my own journeyman save because I used to just play just a normal one, just stay and pick the team myself and do it, and to see how he's does his journeyman is just that's interested me a lot, and I thought, you know what, that's something that sounds enjoyable, it looks enjoyable, and every time I watch him, I'm always am sorry stuck to the TV. He's very entertaining as well. So I'll definitely say he's actually influenced me to start that Pacific save.
Okay, so how long have you been playing Football Manager for now?
Ooh, what I would definitely say is I've probably been playing it for about, I would say, well, it's on and off because some of them I haven't got. So I'll say in the last 4 years, I would probably say. But yeah, I'll say about 4 years.
Okay, so what is your favourite version of the game?
Ooh, well, I've played the ones on Omega, and that's for the people that are older. So obviously, I got older brothers and sisters. So we used to play I think it's Championship Manager. Yeah, Championship Manager. I'm not sure which one it was, 98 or so. On the Omega, where you had like it was like a keyboard or so, and you just put the disc in, and that was enjoyable. I didn't play it that much, but when they used to play it, it was good. But I'll probably have to say 2012. 2012, I have to say, is probably my best version, I'll say.
Okay, nice. What would you say are your most successful and disastrous FM saves?
Successful, I would definitely have to say, is my Football Manager 19 save with Dulwich Hamlet, where I took them from non-league to the Premier League. That's something that I've never done before, and there was a lot of hard times in that because I did want to jump ship at times, and it's really, really hard trying to get a team like Dulwich Hamlet from non-league to the Premier League, but I managed to do it, and that brought a lot of happiness. As a disaster, I can't really answer that question. Not sounding big-headed, but I haven't really had a save where it went all wrong. So at the present moment, if I have to think about it, I'm not too sure because I've never been relegated, never been sacked where I've played it. So it's kind of hard, but I will probably say my first season, half of this, my first journeyman save with Gazano. We started off halfway through the season in the relegation zone, and we were losing. Was conceding goals, but luckily we managed to obviously avoid relegation in the last hurdle. It's not really a disaster, but that one was probably one of the hardest saves that I've done, where I actually didn't know what was going to happen. We were conceding goals, we weren't really scoring that much goals, but luckily we managed to pull up in the end.
Alright, good. So, what would you say is your favourite series and video on your channel?
I'll say both. Both of them. I don't have a favorite one. I enjoy playing both. To be honest, at the moment, I'm probably more pushed into probably the Bolton save. That was a little bit not a little bit harder. Considering we started with minus 12 points in the league. That's a hard obstacle to go through and actually finish top half of the table. Probably say I enjoy that more at the present moment because Zano's save is not going as great, but I will leave it as that just for that one. I won't say any more on that.
And how easy or hard are you finding doing YouTube videos overall?
At the present moment, it's easier, but I definitely have work to do. I can definitely improve in editing skills in a sense of, you know, maybe adding features in it and stuff like that. The thing is about being a YouTuber is that I've learned the hard way very quickly. This is my second year that being a YouTuber. I started what was it, last year? So actually, no, sorry, it's my first. Is it my first? Yeah, my first year. Yeah, sorry, first year that I've done it. It didn't start that great. No, it started off good, had a lot of views. Then it started dropping, and that's probably the worst thing that can happen. So any advice I would probably give to any person that's starting off is just remember why you do it, because I do YouTube videos for fun. It's not something that I would want to do full time. I do it because I enjoy it. I want to let people know how I am as a manager, and how I play the game. And that's one thing that I kept on forgetting when I was doing videos. I kept on looking at the analytics all the time, looking at how many views I had. Oh, I only had 2 or 3 views. Why do I have it? I used to be paranoid. I used to be down about it. So that's one thing that I will say to do is just remember why you do it, enjoy it, and then the rest will flow. If I look at how I was when I first started last year to now, I've made big strides. And you have to understand that even if you do have 3 or 4 viewers, that's 3 or 4 people that are taking time out of their time to watch your videos. So that's the mindset that I have at the present moment. And regardless of the numbers I have, remember that they don't need to watch you, and they are taking time out of their own life to come and watch you. So that's something that I'll say. So that's why I gave the advice to the United City about just about how it is, how it can be when you're a YouTuber, and it's not nice when you see the numbers are very low. It can play on your mind. So if I can give any advice to anybody about starting up a channel, I would definitely say that just remember why you do it, enjoy yourself, and the rest will come out. At the moment, I'm finding it easier because I'm more confident. I'm level-headed, and I know exactly the reason to why I'm doing it now. So I've focused it more on enjoying myself, enjoying the game, which is very important as well as worrying about the other technical side of being a YouTuber.
Amazing. So that's all for today.
Yep.
Thank you very much for your
No
time,
problem. You're
Isaac.
welcome. Yeah.
And good luck with today's match as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care. All right, bye.
Brother-in-law. Yeah.
Is wicked?
Yeah, still got another year.
Yeah?
Yeah, still got another year.
How'd you get on the season?